I proposed in a bill, which is obviously Unicameral Bill 4. Basically what it's got, hold on, I actually should be sending you guys this actually to make more sense this way. Give me 1 second. But anyway, yes, I'm gonna send y'all the bill. Let y'all read it out a little bit. There you go. I sent it to both of you on Messenger. Yeah, basically it just makes the legislative function a lot better, smoother, everything like that. There's 3 articles, or I think 4. It's 3 or 4. It's 4 articles. So there's 4 articles. 3 of them are about before, during, and after the session, and the last one is about titles, about who's title who and whatever during the sessions. So, yeah, try your best to take a good glimpse of that, and yeah. So basically, yeah, for the session, whether it's physical or virtual, all members must remain seated, must be in a quiet environment, must be prepared for said meetings. Obviously, if it's obviously, since we're in a virtual meeting right now, which is kind of a have-to situation because we have 2 other senators out of state, so that's understandable. There's section 2, the unicameral will meet every 2 weeks on a Saturday at 6 p.m. I think that'd be better because, and here's the reason why I say every 2 weeks. One, we're tiny. And what I mean by tiny, I mean population. We do not have a lot of people. So therefore, when we do meetings, it has to be almost in an instant. But we have enough time to like take a breather from speaking politics and then like get back to it 2 weeks later. Yeah. And Saturday, hopefully, is the best day for everybody because it's a weekend. So, and 7 p.m., which is at night, and everyone should be home by then, not doing anything. So that should be the perfect time. Hopefully everyone can agree with that. And then there is section 3, the procedure will begin as the vice chairman will call on the clerk or him or herself to do the roll call. Then the session will start with the testimony of the member responsible for the proposed bill.
Hold on, Prime Minister. I'm sorry, but I think we lost Senator Ross.
Oh, did we? Okay, I saw that. That popped up on my screen.
Yes, audio kept breaking up.
Okay, I got you. Well, watch this. I'm gonna do a magic trick. What's up, Senator?
Oh, hell yeah. There we
go. Yeah, what's up, Senator? Yeah, I can hear you a lot clearer now.
Every little thing just kept breaking out like you're going through a tunnel.
I know the feeling. So did you at least get the gist of what we're talking about?
Yeah, the thing you said?
Yeah. Yeah, I was basically reading it off, basically just, yeah. So basically just read that. I'm just basically reading off what it says, really. All right, so we got Senator Ross back, everyone. Yay. So during section 1, which is Article 2, this says the person in the testimony seat will be given 10 minutes to speak about the proposed bill. Why 10 minutes? Well, as much as we should, it's a 50-50 thing that I agree and disagree with because I say we give people time to speak, but people shouldn't really be speaking too long about a proposed bill at the same time. So basically, you're supposed to just give us a brief statement. But later on in the article, which I believe is during the session, yeah, section 4, if extended time is needed, anybody can call it really. So, so I thought 10 minutes should be enough time to basically explain a proposed bill. So right now this bill ain't active, so I can take as much time as I want explaining this proposal. So, then of course, if the senator or minister has a comment or questions, they must raise their hand, or virtual sense, you can raise your hand with that button right there. So, but we have to pass this first. So, yep. Basically, it just, I mean, if y'all can read it, it says everything clearly right there. And then we got the titles. So if it passes, I'll be vice chairman during the meetings. The queen will be chairwoman. And then you got the privy council members, which is basically everybody. They'll be called senators, and then we got the ministers being called ministers because that's what they are. So, And then all the House bills will be numbered in a numeric order like they are already, but now we're making it official. And then all the future bills will say House bill instead of a unicameral bill because unicameral is a long word. And no one wants to say unicameral. They can't even say it fast enough. So House bill will be easier to say better than unicameral. So, all right. So does anyone have a question or comment about that?
Everything seems pretty clear to me.
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Ross, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I got nothing.
Okay. All right. Madam Clerk, do a roll call on your votes. And if you're voting, it's aye, nay, or pass. So, all right, Madam Clerk, do the roll call.
Okay. Senator Ellsler, Prime Minister Ellsler, Senator Davis, Senator Ross, and Queen Breckenridge the first.
Yep. Now, one person at a time. Say one person at a time, and then when you ask for the person's name, they got to call a vote. So do that kind of roll call.
Okay. So we're going to start with Senator Ellsler first. What would you want to vote?
Aye.
All right. Okay. Senator Davis, what would you vote?
He's absent right now.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So, Senator Ross, what would you vote for?
Senator Ross, what do you vote for? Yes, no, or pass?
Yes.
All right, we got a yes vote.
And the only other person not in attendance is Queen Breckenridge.
All right, and then you got me, so I'm eligible to vote, so you can call me out.
All right. Prime Minister Ellsler, what would you vote for?
Aye.
All right. Okay. So we have had it. It's been approved. All ayes.
All right. Unicameral Bill 4 is passed. Yay. All right, cool. All right, now since that's passed, and we didn't really give it a date and when it'll be enacted from now on, this new bill right here is going to be called House Bill 5 instead of Unicameral Bill 5. So, okay, look at that. Everything's easier now. Okay. Man, everyone giggled at that. You hear that? Anyway, so, all right, Madam Clerk, read the preamble of House Bill 5.
Okay. All right. Let me pull it up real quick. Preamble. Okay, House Bill 5. Okay, here we go. This bill will allow the Unicameral to provide a list of known recognized legal tendered currencies for the people of NICS to use for themselves.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Yeah. Now, Madam Clerk, just a reminder, you don't have to speak your opinion about the bill. So since you're not a senator or a minister, so you can have your opinion, that's fine. You just can't vote or anything like that. So I'm okay with you being involved in the meeting, but usually you just get to sit there, look pretty, do roll calls and all that good stuff. So I'm just letting you know, but I don't care if you want to say your opinion. That doesn't bother me. So, but anyway, yeah, so this bill basically, me and Her Majesty talked about this a while back. Other than the US dollar, because that's the most commonly used currency, we feel like having other currencies other than the Nixie pound and the US dollar would be beneficial for the people in NICS to use, but they get to decide to choose it, not us. That's the government. So the list of currencies are the Aruban florin, the Bahamian dollar, the Barbadian dollar, the Belize dollar, the Costa Rican colon, Dominican peso, Eastern Caribbean dollar, the Guatemalan quetzal, the Haitian gore, the Honduran lepira, Icelandic krona, Jamaican dollar, the Malagasy Ariary, the Mauritian rupee, Papua New Guinea kina, the Samoan tala, Sao Tome and Principe dobra, Seychelles rupee, Singapore dollar, Sri Lankan rupee, Solomon Islands dollar, Swiss franc, Tongan hanga, Trinidad Tobago dollar, and Vanuatu batu. So those are the 25 currencies be carefully selected, because we selected the currencies that are close to equal or has higher value than the US dollar. Unlike the Zimbabwe dollar, where they are literally printing $1 trillion bills and it only costs a penny in US bills. So that's inflation at its finest. So, and of course, with the US dollar hitting, yo, what's up, Senator Ross?
Sorry to interrupt, but that's just socialism on a rampage, honestly.
Oh, I know. I already know that. I know, it's crazy, ain't it? That's what we're trying to make this country, make it not, I guess, as socialist. If anything, we might end up becoming voluntary socialism, where everyone volunteers that the government do something for them, instead of the government, hey, let me break your legs and then hand you a crutch. What would you do without me? So basically, we're trying to make sure we're not doing that. So, but yeah. So Article 1 basically states who gets to decide what currency to use. It's funny how a title of an article is a question, right? Section 1, the people and the businesses can decide what currency to use. And then Section 2 says businesses can decide which currency they will allow for the customers to use. They cannot allow or use more than one type of the listed currency. So that's what I was thinking too. Back in the day, the United States, when states had a lot more rights, every state had their own currencies. Today, there are 4 U.S. states right now that have their own currencies. They're just not being told about it a lot. So they're already making their own currencies again. So that's a good thing to know. So it's like, if they could do that, why can't we? So I was thinking, basically saying anybody, I guess when it comes to either government services or, let me think about this real quick. If it either it comes about government services or basically just normal trade somewhere, anybody can use any of the 27 currencies, including the US dollar and the Nixie pound. So when it comes to businesses, they're allowed to use any type of currency they want, because it's the customers that get to decide which currency is more valuable. So if one company is getting more money, or basically more value and more customers than another company using another currency, then that means that company that's losing business will start using that currency instead. And basically, it's like a competition of currencies. Which currency is obviously better? So, and they get to decide that. And then when time goes down the road, if that currency ends up being bad, inflated, and dumb, then they'll switch to another currency almost immediately. So, I wanted to add more sections to this bill, but I couldn't think of any other sections to add. So, does any Senator Ellsler, do you have anything to add to this bill as a business person that you could think that might be added to this bill?
I don't know about being added. I know I'd like to look a little bit further into having so many different currencies, and look a little bit more at decision-making, because we don't have a lot of people within the country, as a population, to where there's really, it's not going to be that probably a big deal now. But later down the road, people have to understand that.
Madam, mute your background, please.
But So, but usually I would think that with, we get too many currencies involved and it becomes complicated. And you don't want things to become complicated because then too, you have to understand the currencies they're accepting, how they're going to switch that currency over to what other currencies they may want to use. And then when it comes time for paying taxes, collecting taxes, that currency combination is going to create a complication in that perspective as well. So I would want to look a little bit more into it to see if maybe we need to reduce the number of allowed currencies, make it a lot simpler, just for both the public as well as the government, as well as the businesses, the consumers, because too many currencies with too many different, I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of here. I guess a turnover. So like if you're trying to turn over a US dollar to a Nix dollar and then turn the Nix dollar to a Jamaican dollar, it's going to become too complicated.
Okay. I mean, of course, if we pass this bill, I mean, obviously, I mean, we can, if you want, we can add that into a section, or maybe we can hold on to this bill and we get to add on to it later or something. That's a good thing about that. Don't know about the taxation part. The taxation part, I don't think there should be a problem because we don't have compulsory taxation anyway. We have voluntary taxation. So basically, what we do is we go up to the citizen and we offer them a contract, and we offer them if they want their tax money to be paid for whatever the heck the government is funding on, then we'll use that tax money to pay everything for it. Or if he or she just wants to use the tax money for one specific thing, like, I don't know, keeping the island clean, then that tax money will just be going to keeping the island clean. So that's how we do our taxation.
But you still have to take into mind, then that means in that contract, you're going to have to add what currency they plan on using, because then we have to look to see what they want that money to go towards, how that cost is expected to be paid by that business, to see if the turnover of their currency to the currency needing to be used to pay for it is going to be equivalent to what our expectations are.
Okay. Let's see. Well, what I'm thinking about that is.
So my say is, if we're going to make it a contract where it's voluntary on the taxes, I'm fine with that. But then we need to make sure, if we're going to allow multiple currencies and let the person decide what currency they want to use to pay for their taxes with, which is fine. We need to make sure we put that into the contract. Okay. And then, because there's a possibility later down the road, we may have to look into to where if they decide, oh, this currency is no longer at the value it used to be at the beginning of my contract, now halfway through my contract, I need to switch currencies.
Right.
You know, but at the same time, switching the currencies and the value of these currencies can affect what we're putting that money towards.
Okay. No, that's perfectly reasonable. Let's see. Then all I can think of really is government-wise, since obviously the government is proposing this, government-wise, when it comes to public services and I guess taxation as well, if the bill is passed, it would make sense if the government uses all 25 currencies and the government just feels like deciding, you know what, let's just use this more instead of the other 25. Okay. Eventually, yeah, the government's going to get sick and tired of using all 25 currencies. But the people can decide. But it's basically saying we accept all currencies that are in the list. So anybody can pay us that kind of currency. And if people don't see a value in it, then they can just get it exchanged. Because we'll definitely have currency converters. Or
we can do it the way the U.S. does it now. If somebody comes over from Europe and all they have is European money, they go to an American bank, switch it over to the U.S. money, and then that's what they pay with.
Yeah, exactly.
And just make it that way. Maybe We can take all the currencies, but if you're using anything other than a US dollar or a NIX dollar, then you take that currency to a bank to be switched to either currency and then pay for all services with that currency. But we will accept all of the other currencies.
Right, exactly.
But
people in the businesses
but
are
do the exchange before purchasing the services.
right. Yeah. The government accepts all the currencies listed, but the businesses, whether it's a bank or it's any other thing, they can decide what currency the customers have to use, and the customers will actually act accordingly to whatever the currency the businesses uses. Or if they don't feel like, well, I don't think this currency is valuable enough, well, they can boycott the business by just not going there. So, and I'm sure all the companies are not going to use the same currency. If they do, they do. We're not going to stop them from using the same currency or not. So, but they're only allowed to use one single type. So they actually have to choose carefully which currency to use. Most likely, and I'm going to say this too, most likely they will choose the US dollar. But some of the currencies listed, it has a higher value than the US dollar right now. So they might change their minds on that. So, so most likely everyone's going to use the US dollar as normal, and the Nixie pound, which is actually backed by something other than being printed constantly. Yeah, so, yeah, that'll be, that's a good plan though. Yeah, having a currency converting bank. People come in, they can just convert the US dollar to do whatever. And I can see the struggles there. It's like, man, I got to go to the bank just to use this thingy and that thingy. It's like, well, if there's a business that use any of, well, if we start the island and if there just happens to be the one and only business there, because we're still so small, there just happens to be one business there, and they decide on the currency. Well, that's the currency that everybody's going to use. So, because that business is only allowed to use one type of currency. So, most likely, even at the beginning when we start our country, we're probably going to end up using one currency majority of the island's lifetime anyway, because that's how it's going to end up starting out. So, but I just figured if we allow these currencies, people have something to go back to if they don't feel like the currency they're using is valuable enough. And just in case they can't pay for or they want to have government services and whatever, because we accept the currencies listed. So. Yeah, so no, that's a good idea. I'll be okay if we end up passing on this bill. I'm okay with it because it definitely needs to be added more. But that also means you need to, Senator Elster, you do need to everything basically you just said. You now have to actually write all that down and send it to me so I can add it to here for the next meeting. So that's basically what you have to do in that part. Because that'll be helpful. Senator Ross, what about you?
I think using 25 different currencies is a bad idea, because that's the reason, like, back in the day, that hurt a lot of people. Like, say you're traveling from, let's say, like, Massachusetts to, like, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Well, when that was a thing. You have to use each and every state's different currency.
Right.
And a majority of the time, you couldn't get your currency swapped over, especially once you cross over a state border or something. Obviously, the island is only going to be 500 acres, if I remember correctly.
Right.
But, like, say, because I'm going to own a railroad, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to pay two different guys for the gasoline or diesel needed to run my equipment, and have to have two different currencies plus the ones I'm only going to be accepting, right?
Yeah.
It'd just be easier to just keep with one. Like, so let's stick with the US dollar and the Nixie pound as of now and in the future, to make it extremely simple. And once we get the island, we just swap over to the next pound.
Okay, that's not a bad thought. Okay, that's not a bad thought at all. It's not a bad thought at all, because I can actually see the pros and cons of having multiple currencies. But I just want you all to know right now, just because this list of currencies exists and we make it established and everything, remember, even though this is gonna be like passed into a law somewhere, right? It's not mandatory. It's just telling everyone what currencies we accept in the country. So, businesses, if they feel like using the U.S. dollar or the Nixie pound or anything that's a valuable currency, they will do it. They don't need our regulation to make them do it. They will do it on their own, because that's free market. So they will definitely go for the most valuable currency that the customers will definitely like. Whatever the customers uses, the business has to act accordingly. And whatever the businesses use, the customers act accordingly. All we do is make sure companies don't abuse it. That's all we really do anyway, is to regulate, but not to the point where it destroys them, and basically make sure they're not abusing both customers and basically the land, I guess, or whatever the other free market things that can't be abused. So I see everyone's concern on that. I see the tax money concern, and I see the having a duo or single currency concern as well. I definitely see that. So, but just letting y'all know now, this is just a list of currencies that's basically telling everyone we accept these currencies, and that's all. That we just accept these currencies. That's literally it. Like we're not going to say this district is forced to use those currencies and this district is forced to use that currency. If y'all want to use these currencies, go for it. We accept it. If you don't want to, then you don't want to, and you don't have to. So that's the great thing about our particular government. Most of our laws, or at least majority of our laws, if not 99% of them anyway, are not going to be compulsory. So I'm just letting y'all know, this is just a list of things that people can use if they want to, but they don't have to. That's the best part about it. They don't have to do it. So the environment itself, we're probably going to go with a single currency. It's going to happen. I want to see it happen. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see it happen. See if maybe it's not the U.S. dollar that people will use. Maybe it's the Swiss franc. The Swiss franc has a higher value than the U.S. dollar is right now, because Switzerland is an amazing neutral country with almost the greatest economy on the planet, because they don't do anything. They don't do anything outside their borders at all, and that's why they still have money. So the Swiss franc right now is like the highest currency ever. And then, of course, when it comes to foreign affairs, using other island nations' currencies, that can be beneficial to both Nix and them as well, because, oh wow, a Barbadian can come to our country and use Barbadian dollars to buy our stuff. How easy is that? So it's not just for, I guess you could say it's not just for the citizens, it's for tourism as well. If they can never use whatever currency they got or whatever, they can just exchange it for the Nixie pound or the US dollar. The US dollar is exchangeable with any other currency, so they'll just use the US dollar and we'll use the US dollar. So, but yeah, that's what I was thinking for this bill. I'll be totally okay if we pass on it. And obviously, if the bill passes, we can amend it later. That's the thing about legislatures. We can amend it later. But I'm just saying, I will be okay if I'll be okay. Oh, did you raise your hand? I saw a raised hand. Did you raise your hand?
Yes, I had my hand raised for 20 minutes.
I am so sorry, Senator Ellsworth. Continue. My bad. I didn't even see it. I wasn't even looking straight at the screen. All right, go for it
I
then.
was trying not to be mean and calling you short on your time. I think you went over 10 minutes.
Oh, ha. I guess that's fair, but the meeting ain't over yet.
Prime Minister. So I am agreeing with Senator Ross in regards to, I see where you're coming from, but I don't think you're taking, you want to keep everything free But the chances of somebody walking into, even somebody that we even run into on the street anywhere, and they say, oh, I have a Swiss franc I'm going to use to spend today because it's got a better value than the US dollar. It's slim. I doubt it. I feel this bill should be left with the US dollar, next pound. And when we get to the island and get to the point of where there are people coming in with the opportunities of having other currencies, we can then amend the bill to then add the currencies at that time. But I feel it's going to be in the best interest of the people of Nix to just start with the US dollar and the next pound. I don't know.
Okay.
We can ask Senator Ross if he agrees with that direction.
You say you agree with him, so he's probably gonna agree with you back on that. What do you think, Senator Ross? She's calling you out.
Sounds about right.
Okay. All right. 1 second. I'm gonna try my very hardest to. We do have another thing to talk about after this bill, so the meeting's not over after this bill. But it's just one topic, so it shouldn't take too long anyway. And this one doesn't have a testimony. This is literally just a general topic of the meeting that we really need to discuss about. So it shouldn't take too long. So I don't know where the Queen's at right now. I just sent her the link again, so hopefully she'll make it. But anyway, like I said before, I will be okay if this bill just passes along. Not pass into the thing, but just passes. Just hold on to it and make it better later. I'll be okay with it if it does. So, obviously, it makes more sense if people were actually at the meeting. People should be eligible to vote. But this is our very first meeting, and we never actually had a legislative branch. So we're gonna give Senator Davis and Her Majesty a chance to vote later on the two bills, because it obviously the first one passed already. Because you voted, I voted. That's a majority because there's only 6 people in total, but there's 5 eligible voters. So it's gonna pass anyway. But I want those 2 to get a chance to vote later on. But anyway, so yeah, I think. Yeah, that's about it. Because I understand with both you, Senator Ross, and you, Senator Elsler, you guys make the most sense out of all of that, and I'm very excited about that. There goes my gavel thing. All right, fine. I guess I'm using the book then. All right. All right, Madam Clerk, call out the roll call to vote.
All right. We're going to start off with Prime Minister Elsler himself. Who would you vote for?
Hey, give me the coffee out there. Hey, Bob Shelf.
Prime Minister?
I vote aye.
Aye. Okay. We have an aye. Senator Elsler, what would you vote for?
Yay, nay, or pass. Those are the 3 things. Pass means you're. But you can say nay too. If you say nay, it won't pass at all. So.
Nay.
Okay, we have a aye and a nay. All right. Senator Ross, what would you vote for?
Oh, here. Hey, step back on the Bob Shelf.
Yeah, this is the currency bill. Yeah.
This is still is it still trying to use 25 or not to use?
Yeah, we're voting on that. We're voting on that bill now. So, and it's trying to use the currency. Yeah, it's trying to use it.
You know how to close it.
Currency.
Yeah, no, close it.
All right, so what was the day he said? A or nay?
He said nay.
Okay, so we have 2 A's and 1 nay. which means that it has been approved.
Nay. 2 nays. We have 2 noes.
Nays. Okay, so it has not been approved.
That's right. House Bill 5 has not passed. It's definitely going to be, hold on to the thing. So, yay! Amazing, guys. Look at that. First bill to pass
Okay.
and bill to fail. Ain't that amazing?
So, yeah.
All right.
So Prime Minister Ellsler, I'll try to remember to write up something so we can amend it, and then we can, I guess on the next meeting, we can re-vote with the changes.
Okay, that sounds great. Hopefully the Senator Davis and the Queen can make it, because I'm sure they will love to hear this right now. Because me and the Queen thought about this, because I think having competition would be so that's not
I'm not knucklehead.
so all right, so that bill obviously so so we're going to talk about funding. Yay, let's talk about funding. Both of you, Senator Ross and Senator Ellsler. We'll start with Senator Ellsler. All right, yeah, Senator Ellsler, I'm starting with you because I haven't heard any of your opinions yet. Do you have any idea how we can make more money for the Treasury to actually fund stuff other than the island? Because right now we have YouTube. Well, we have obviously Madam Clerk who runs Nick's Delta Broadcast, but she is not at that level of getting paid yet, and that's actually going to take a long time. So she's not there yet. So that's one thing. Then we could try GoFundMe again. It was a failure at first. I don't know why. Maybe next time when I share it, I'll definitely make my post a public one this time. Because heaven forbid my Facebook will ever look at it. And then I made an account on DonorBox. That's another thing of how to fund this as well. And then I made a Patreon, which I have no idea how to use. So I have to figure that part out. But with the Patreon, I can add like her videos on there, and then I can add links on there. I have to fix that Patreon. I actually have to look up how to even use a Patreon. So other than that, and other than my own personal income, that's how we're making money right now. So, Senator Ellsler, what do you have? Do you have any ideas of how we can get more money?
No, I mean, until I guess until we get to a high enough population to really have a way to make an income, I guess, for the Queendom of Nyx. Our best bet would probably be just do fundraisers, something simple where, sort of like how high schools do it. We can sell Krispy Kreme donuts at work, and, whatever money we make off of the the fundraiser type sales that we do, that's what goes towards the Treasury of Nyx. That's pretty much the only thing I can think of right now.
Okay. Selling donuts, huh? That sounds familiar. That sounds like Madam Clerk's bake sale idea, because she was actually the one that brought up the idea back then. So, and that would have been a great idea if we actually try our very best to attempt to actually go to these conventions and actually do these bake sales. That'd be actually great to try to do if we can. Obviously, that's why I asked for everybody's work schedules, so I can actually make an attempt to at least try to get our government people over there, if not everybody's going to be there. I'm okay with if it's just us government people. I want everybody to come, but if they can't, then I want at least some of the government people there, so it can actually look like we're making a difference and I'm not just a lone wolf. So, but no, that's a great idea, because Madam Clerk thought the same thing. She thought about using bake sale, and we never even tried it yet because I don't know how to cook nothing. I'm still training. So,
I need your charger.
Queen is training me how to cook. So, so yeah, that's a whole other situation. But anyway, yeah. So bake sale, perfect. That sounds a great idea to do. And population, you are right. back then, back when we were still new on trying to figure out how the heck to make a country. It's an old one now, but it's like an old executive order or an old constitution that we got rid of a long time ago because it was just absolute craziness. Actually, I think it was an executive order. I actually don't remember. It's where we made it where families of citizens can become automatic citizens regardless. The only issue is they have no idea that they're citizens. That's the only issue. They have no idea they're citizens. They're never notified. And I tried to get family members to notify them, but communication has always been a struggle for me to go through. So. One second.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So yeah, so obviously I had to get rid of that one because as much as I love to see how many citizens we got with that law, I'm sick of the inactivity. We have so many, it's like we have, what was it? I actually written this down. We had about 65 people in Nix. And those are all the people that I know. Like that, they told me who's in and who's not in. Those are all the people that that I was told that are in and not in. And obviously my own family members, your own family members, Senator Elsler, and whoever the clerk has that she believes they want to be citizens or whatever, anything like that. So obviously I included everyone. I tried to ask them first if they want to be one. If they decide not to, then they don't have to. So I literally exclude them from the list. But I ended up getting rid of that law instead. And man, did we shrink. We shrunk down straight to the 20s again. And that's where we're at now. We're actually at 27 or 28 right now. We actually lost a citizen a day or two ago due to personal reasons. And he's been a citizen for 3 years. That was not a happy day. So, yeah, but it sucks too because he was actually our first private company that actually wanted to make it different, but that didn't work out too well. But anyway, yeah. So that's been about my comment on that. Senator Ross, how about you? You have any ideas?
Lottery, and that's about it.
Lottery, yeah, I agree. That's what I almost just go into now, just lottery.
We can do bingo.
Yeah, we can go to bingo. Have a Nick's bingo. Of course, that means we gotta spend our money. So.
Yeah, I still haven't won the lottery yet. Otherwise, I would have donated a fuck ton of money to go buy the
I
island.
know how you feel. I think my neighbors are winning the lottery faster than I am. So. Because every time on the news, it's like, wow, look at all that Powerball. Look at all that Mega Million. I get on the news, a guy in a Louisville neighborhood in Kentucky has won the lottery. What the heck? Come on. Like the one time I didn't get.
Whoever else is trying to win that.
I know.
I need the money.
Exactly. We all need the money. That's all our struggle. We all need the money. But at least the Treasury is getting funded by my income. I mean, that's the only actual constant flow of money going to the Treasury is my income and I guess the Queen's income too. So really, the Queen donates just about $50 a week to the Treasury. So, and I donate half my paycheck. Now I'm half my paycheck instead of 2%. Now it's half my paycheck because I've reached my personal goal of $10,000. So, but yeah, no, you're not wrong, Senator Ross. Lottery, yeah. Right now I am financially unable to actually try to get a few lottery tickets, so I gotta wait. I gotta wait about a week to make sure I have a good, stable amount of money. So, other than that, yeah, bake sale idea. No, we'll definitely go for that now. Since you're now the second person that brought that up. Now we're gonna go for it because now that's a done deal. Then And obviously, Senator Elser, I totally know you. Why wouldn't I, right? You know how to cook. So, or Dad knows how to cook anyway. Either you or Dad knows how to cook, or the other. So, yeah.
Yeah.
You and Dad knows how to cook. So, yeah.
I
Bring food.
I know how to go to the store that cooks very well.
That's okay. Dad can cook the food and you just bring it. So
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that better. I smoked up the house trying to cook spaghetti. I don't think you want me.
I was there. I know. I was there. Fire department came. So I was there.
No, this was recent. Your dad tried to get me to do it again. Try to get me to cook.
Well, you got tired of cooking all the time. You need to step up. No. Anyway. Obviously I'm writing a story, so if I ever get that published, I'll be the moneymaker. At least some of the money will go straight to the country. So but no, bake sale basically now has a motion and a second. So definitely we're probably gonna go with bake sale now. We just need to figure out what kind of food we're cooking and what kind of food we're taking. So and obviously this also means we gotta make a price for it as well. So all right, let's bring bake sale to the table. Let's see. I mean, it's a bake sale. We shouldn't be stupidly expensive. We shouldn't be stupidly cheap either. So,
well, to be successful at bake sale, your best bet is to like chocolate chip cookies, brownies, something where you can make a whole lot of something with very little money. You package them up, put 3 cookies in a baggie for $1. Well, doesn't seem like a lot for 3 cookies, but if you sell, 50 bags, that's $50. And it didn't cost us but maybe, I don't know, $8 to make the 50 bags. So we'll profit like $42.
right.
So it's not going to be a fast money maker type.
No.
But it'll be enough to make a dent, to at least be something, because something's better than nothing.
Yep. And of course, the more customers we get, the more money we get. So yeah, that's a good thing.
Right. Yeah.
And just a reminder, Senator Elsler. What was I gonna say? Not mad. We spoke out of order, but that's okay. Just when I call your name.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. This is the first meeting. I'm not mad at you about it. First meeting. By the way, how do you, real quick, personally,
Oh, yeah. There could be a cookout.
what do you think? Do you think I look good? This
Yes,
is
I was noticing that you were dressed nicely.
Yeah, this is my winter. I think I got it for Christmas from Mama, Papa, or Uncle Matt or some crap. But anyway, yeah, I finally decided to wear it just for this meeting. I mean, at least try to look decent anyway. Yeah. Yeah, bake sale. Not stupidly expensive, not stupidly cheap. Cookies, yeah. Whoever can make the cookies, bring them. So are we gonna make Dad's deer jerky expensive since it's so good?
Huh?
Senator Elsler, are we gonna make Dad's deer jerky expensive since it's so good?
If he ever shoots a deer.
That's so true. He hasn't shot one yet? Man.
No. He's been going hunting every day. You should ask him to send you a picture of the 12-point buck he's caught on his camera.
Oof.
He's been going out every night trying to shoot that damn deer.
Okay. Well, that's something. Well, I'm sure he'll get it. He just needs to be quieter.
He needs to stay awake.
Yeah, that too. He shouldn't be going to sleep out there anyway. It's too cold.
That's why he falls asleep. We were shopping for a heater for his blind today.
Okay. Oh, so he's not using a tree stand.
Well, sometimes he's using the tree stand and sometimes he's using the blind.
Okay. Okay.
But we can always add that, that's for sure.
Right. All right. Okay. So, well, you brought up one food, cookies. Madam Clerk, I'll let you speak. What food did you offer to, I think, cook for us or thought about cooking for us for a bake sale?
Well, there could be other types of things, like if we were to do the cookout alongside the bake sale, there could be like desserts similar to like cake, maybe pies or stuff like that. There's a lot of preferences to pies, or even like maybe, I'm not that at that level, but I could learn. There could also be like cheesecakes and stuff.
Right. Okay.
Jello makes a real easy no-bake cheesecake thingy.
And like I said, I'm not that at that level just yet, but I can easily learn as long as there's like directions for me to read from.
Okay.
Well, at least you know that you can do it if you read the directions. If I read the directions, I'd still screw it up and have to give it to my husband to cook.
I know from my end, as long as there's directions, if it's something brand new that I haven't cooked yet, I can easily do it with just the directions to help me. Sometimes I'll even watch a YouTube tutorial and I can learn easily from that.
Yeah. I still screw up boiling water. Which is why I don't cook.
It can be difficult, I'm not gonna lie, and it takes a lot of patience to do it.
The only difficult
Sometimes
part of water is just watching it. That's the only difficult part.
But
Yeah,
you
I
also
smoked
have
up
to
our house.
remember,
Boiling water.
but you also have to remember when it comes to cooking, there's a timing difference, and then there's also a portion difference. You don't make it too big, but you also can't make it too small.
Yeah, I noticed that. I literally did. I found that out the hard way because it took forever to boil, and I was like, "What's taking it so long?" Turns out it was full. It was full too much. So it's like that's why. So but anyway, so this is funny. All I hear is sweets. Where's the meat at? Where's the vegetables
Well,
at?
there could be okay. Here's the typical beef for cookouts. There could be hot dogs, hamburgers, but for actual meat lover peoples, there could be steaks. Because I know
Yeah.
people love their steaks.
Yeah, people in District 2. A lot of people are starting to go vegan, but we still got a lot of meat lovers here. So
Yes, there are vegan hamburgers as well.
I noticed that actually. Yeah, we have a citizen that's not necessarily a vegan, but she's going for vegan stuff, and she loves it. And it's like I can eat a burger and it'll be okay because it's healthy. It's like why? It's made from.
I've noticed some places, like restaurants or even fast food places, they are slowly turning their burgers into vegan. I don't know which places are yet, but this is what I've heard.
Right. Okay. Bitches. Okay. Yeah. Maybe. All right. Well, since bake sale became a top topic in funding, I guess we could start deciding. Because we don't have to cook different food every time. It can literally just be the same food all the time, and we'll just end it off that. Really.
If you like, I could start off the list. We could agree to disagree.
Too much. All right. What's Senator Ellsler?
I was just asking if you were checking with Senator Ross, since he's not really able to be on the video, just to make sure he doesn't feel like he's getting left out of this conversation.
No, I was just about to get to him. Thank you. I was literally just about to get to him, and then you two started talking again. That's when I banged on the gavel. So, Senator Ross, what do you think? We ain't left you out. You're still here. Yeah, talking about bake sale, what food to bring, how much we should sell it for, all that good stuff.
I never did one of those. I was never like as soon as I saw one of those when I was doing JRTC, trying to do a bake sale, I'm like, I really don't want to do that, so I just didn't go.
Right, makes sense. No, it's not for everybody.
I don't really know. It's just like whatever you guys think is good in general, like your dad's
Well, my dad's hunting gig. Yeah.
and stuff. That sounds pretty
The
good.
deer jerky.
Yeah, deer jerky. Yeah. Hunting
But
too.
that stuff is expensive in general.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it really is. Except for the snack ones, of course. But those are usually
and
cheap.
they take forever to dehydrate too, so that's kind of
Yeah.
a downside.
Yeah.
But you also got to prepare it the right way, otherwise it'll just taste weird.
Right. Oh yeah, my dad is definitely an expert in that because I have people constantly telling me, "Hey, is your dad making that jerky yet?" No. Quit asking. I'll let you know. So they're loving my dad's jerky.
Like, come on, guys.
Right? It's like I don't cook the thing. My dad does. You just gotta wait. He doesn't cook all the time. So,
But that's something like the whole deer thing. I wouldn't force your dad into shooting like 8 deer to do a bake sale.
oh no. Since we're still living in the United States, we definitely still abide by Kentucky state law anyway in hunting. And Dad does not like poaching at all. So he won't even if it wasn't a law at all, he will not kill 8 deer in one go. Because that's one, it's a smart thing to do, and it doesn't kill off the deer population fast. So no, he either brings 1 or 2 deer, and that's it. That's really it for the whole year, really, whole year or two. So,
I say just do whatever, like the basic stuff, like stuff you can get from the store in general. That's probably the safe bet to go with anyhow, because that stuff is already technically grade A by the USDA anyhow. So
yeah,
be safer to do that and try to sell it.
okay,
Just don't undercook the chicken.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. My dad is definitely strict on that. He will definitely check if the chicken's undercooked or not.
It'll murder you from the inside out.
Yes, it will. Anyway, yeah. So, okay. Well, maybe next meeting, or if we just bring it up individually, we could definitely talk about
Or maybe at the next convention, we can have people bring what they think would be good for the bake sale. And then everybody can just taste a little bit of everything, and then we can decide that way too.
Okay. Well, Her Majesty said that she is definitely scheduling the next convention in the spring. Hopefully, this one won't get canceled either. Because I swear, every time I plan it, it's a curse. Either it'll get canceled on the day it happens, or it gets canceled a few days before. So it's one or the other. Someone else has to plan it because it can't be me anymore. I'm cursed, so I can't plan anything anymore. I haven't planned this meeting, and it didn't go well in the beginning, but it's going well now because we're talking. So, yeah. So, let's see. All right, let's see. We covered bake sale basically for the funding. Yeah, we definitely got more. We got more people talking about that now. So, let me think real quick. Yeah. So, yeah. No, you're right, Senator Elser. That makes sense. Yeah, we'll definitely bring that at the convention or next meeting, or we could just bring it up to the public chat room. So, not only that, don't forget we have a Canadian farmer as a citizen. He's got 2,000 acres of land, and he produces wheat, oats, barley, and canola. So he's making all that. So, and I tried to make a contract with him, but as a legitimate Canadian farmer, he's already filled with contracts. So I have to get him before he makes those contracts. My contract is more.
Because those contracts versus what you're going to give him. I don't want to be rude, but he's making money off of those contracts before you, right? So
most likely, yeah, because
the grain silo. bushels by, say, let's December, or like say they need 500 acres worth of corn or whatnot to be brought to the grain silo. He already has the money on that. He just has to go plant it and harvest it.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, he literally recently just became a citizen, so if he's dedicated into helping us with getting some of his product down here and we just sell it off to people, and obviously we're going to brand it as his, not just made in Nick's. No, we're going to definitely brand it as his if he wants it branded like that, because that's where it's coming from. So, and obviously since it's his, if he wants to do that by contract, he will make money from it too, not just Nick's. So if we have to do that, we'll definitely do that too. But no, he just became a citizen recently, and you know that. So now he has, if he's dedicated, now he has to adjust. It's like, all right, I'm a citizen of this thing now. I'm sick of Canada, sick of America. Maybe I want to move on this island, or maybe I just want to be a small business that's helping the island and not the country I live in. So now he has to adjust in somehow helping us. But obviously for a farmer, that'll be a minute. Especially when I don't know how Canadian farming laws work. So that part I really don't know about. But
quite different from the U.S.
oh yeah, definitely a lot different. Well, the difference is Canada's federal government decides what the farming laws is. We just have states that decide what the farming laws are. So that's the big difference. There's 50 different farming laws down here and only one up there. So that's the big difference.
Actually, technically only 48 because Hawaii only ever harvests pineapples on average, and Alaska doesn't really produce anything, but
No, Alaska's got decent farms. I mean, they're not fancy, big, and everything because it's mostly sometimes, not all the time, mostly winter up there. But it's got farms up there. Just not a lot though. You're right about that. It's just not a lot of farms in Alaska.
which I've actually contemplated on doing that, but cost versus income, it wouldn't have been worth it for me to farm in Alaska. That's why I want 14,000 plus acres here in Texas, because it's kind of cheap, but the product is really high,
Right.
at least for the area.
Right. Okay.
And
Yeah,
I
that's.
can run 14,000 acres by myself.
Whew. That is that work.
And I got family who'd be willing to help too.
Well, that's good. That's good. So, okay. Yeah, that's basically all I got. So basically the brief ending of the session really is to Senator Ellsler bring up the things you suggested for the House Bill 5. Senator Ross, same goes for you. If you want to bring up something about House Bill 5 individually later on for the next meeting or whatever, bring it up. Send it to me so I can put it on the bill and we'll start proposing that. Bake sales will now definitely be a thing we can start on now, because now it seems like it has a other person that also agree. Actually, no, that's the fourth person to agree with that. So yeah, we definitely got more support on doing bake sales, another thing. So we'll definitely be trying to do bake sales on that, because everyone loves food. That's human nature. Everybody loves food. So other than that, yeah, good job everyone. Make sure you all do that stuff. All right. So let's see. I'm pretty sure the meeting is just about done. Do we have a motion to adjourn? What do I mean by that? I mean, if I ask, do we have a motion to adjourn? Someone in the room says motion. And I said, do we have a second? Someone else will say second, and then that's when the meeting will be officially adjourned. Because if I just decide who adjourns the meeting, then what if someone else has to talk about something, right? So I'm giving everyone a chance to basically speak now and whatever. So do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motioned.
Yes, motion to adjourn.
All right, do we have a second? Clerk, stay out of it.
I
I love
second.
stay out of it.
I guess motion, right?
Ross, Senator Ellsler said motion, but you can say second.
Second. All right.
No, you're good. It's our first meeting, so. Oh, and by the way, say hello to the Nick Delta broadcast, because this will be on YouTube, so just be aware of that.
Hi, Delta broadcast.
All right, this meeting's adjourned. Good job, everyone.
Okay.
Peace out.
Mhm.